President Draupadi Murmu calls for reduction in usage of chemical fertilizers to save soil health. Election campaign builds pace in Tripura. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses BJP's Vijay Sankalpa Jan Sabha. "183 candidates in fray for Nagaland Assembly election," informs the Chief Electoral Officer. Meghalaya gears up for assembly elections. 5 candidates from Joai share common platform to interact with people. And in cricket, India defeat Australia by an innings and 132 runs in Nagpur, take 1-0 lead. Good evening, welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Jolly Khoikia Gogoi bringing to you the stories in detail. President Draupadi Murmu has called for a reduction in the usage of chemical fertilizers in order to save soil health. Addressing the second Indian Rice Congress at the ICAR-NRRI Cuttack in Orissa today, she underlined the importance of bio-fortified rice, as rice happens to be the only source of nutrition for a large majority of the poor people, stressing that the fruits of science and technology must reach the people who need it most. The president called upon the scientists to develop more and more eco-friendly varieties of rice to address the challenges of drought, water scarcity, soil health and climate change.
Also figures very prominently in our heritage and culture. Right from the Vedas, our ancient literature in Sanskrit and other languages have reached references to this grain and many varieties of rice. Many rituals and ceremonies of various religious traditions are considered incomplete without Akshar, and the undertaken rites, which is smooth and symbol of prosperity and even the wholeness of life.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi said video consultation by physiotherapists can be useful in situations like Turkey earthquake. He was addressing the 60th National Conference of the Indian Association of Physiotherapists in Ahmedabad via video message today. The Prime Minister acknowledged the importance of physiotherapists as providers of solace, symbol of hope, resilience and recovery, and urged them to develop ways of video consulting and telemedicine. The government has also added physiotherapists to the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission Network, he added.
फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट हर परिस्थिति, हर उम्र के लोगों के सहयोगी बनकर उनकी तकलीफ दूर करते हैं। अब मुश्किल के समय में सिंबल ऑफ होप बनते हैं। आप सिंबल ऑफ रेजिलियंस बनते हैं। आप सिंबल ऑफ रिकवरी होते हैं। फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट के साथ योग की एक्सपर्टीज जुड़ जाती है तो उसकी शक्ति कई गुना बढ़ जाती है। शरीर की जो कॉमन प्रॉब्लम्स है, जिनमें अक्सर फिजियोथेरेपी की जरूरत पड़ती है, उसका समाधान कई बार योग में भी होता है, आसनों में भी होता है। इसलिए
With less than a week left for Tripura Assembly elections, political parties have upped their ante and started campaigning rigorously. As the poll nears, BJP leader and Prime Minister Narendra Modi today arrived in Tripura and addressed several election rallies in various parts of the state. Addressing a rally in Ambassa of Dhalai district, he said, with the double-engine government, Tripura has been put on the fast track and efforts are on to lay the optical fiber network in each and every village of Tripura. He also informed that the government is trying to connect Tripura and Northeast through waterways, roadways and rail network.
में चुनाव हो रहे हैं तो हर पार्टी का झंडा दिख रहा है। 5 साल पहले क्या किसी और दल को अपना झंडा भी गाड़ने दिया जाता था क्या? भाजपा सरकार ने डर, भय और हिंसा से त्रिपुरा को मुक्ति दी है। तीन दशक तक त्रिपुरा में चंदा 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 हर किसी को लूटने का लाइसेंस देके रखा था।
In Nagaland, the state assembly elections will witness a total of 184 candidates in fray for the assembly seats. This was stated by Chief Electoral Officer V. Shashank Shekhar on Friday at Kohima while addressing the media on election-related matters. Addressing the gathering, he said, a lot of efforts are being made by the enforcement agencies, the central as well as the state, to ensure smooth and fair conduct of the general elections to the Nagaland Legislative Assembly 2023. He stated that for the first time, the Election Commission of India has deputed 3 special observers for covering the election process in the state.
37 the campaigning obviously will take on a more intense form, so we have all the logistical and administrative arrangement. FIR has been lodged. Then another incident, this was 6th February where 2 people were injured. So police is investigating, but no arrest has been made so far. But you know, the law takes its own course. Whenever a crime happens, FIR is registered, police investigates, accused persons, they are charge sheeted, and then the court will decide upon the innocence or the criminality of the person, and then he or she is sentenced.
Meanwhile, in Meghalaya, as the poll tempo picks pace, the Office of Chief Election Officer, along with the political parties, is striking the musical chord through initiatives like I Vote for Sure song, among others, to promote electoral participation. Speaking to media, CEO F.R. Kharkongar said, music is part of the DNA in Meghalaya and the office is using music in a very passionate way to promote elections and to promote electoral participation. He informed that besides music, the office has also come up with My Vote, My Valentine program, which is a part of a mission to encourage and increase the turnout in around 300 polling stations where it is slightly low.
The participation of many musicians to promote, voting through music. As you see in the campaigns that are going on right now, also music plays a very dominant role. So in the same way, from the Election Commission, also from the Office of Chief Electoral Officer, we are actively engaging the musical bands and the musical groups. In fact, next week, we have a program called My Vote, My Valentine. It's part of the Mission 300.
Staying with Meghalaya, 5 candidates contesting the assembly polls from Jowai constituency of the state shared their thoughts, views, suggestions and promises to the people in a common platform organized by the Dorbar Shnong Khimus Niang UDP candidate Moonlight Pariat was the first to take the stage, followed by BJP candidate Alan K. Suchiang, TMC candidate A. Andrew Shulai, sitting MLA of NPP Wailadmiki Sheila, and lastly INC candidate Daniel Dan.
Platform tangha kachi sni ki khana school ki banong no lakila.
In Manipur, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh attended the observance of Samarpan Divas on the occasion of the 55th death anniversary of Pandit Din Dayal Upadhyay at Thambal Sanglan in Imphal today. He said Pandit Upadhyay worked towards uplifting the poor sections and the country has become strong in terms of defense, agriculture and many other aspects by following his visions of self-reliance. Senior party Karyakartas Chauba Singh, Menam Bharat Singh and other members also joined in to remember the great leader. They also remembered Shahid Madhumangal Sharma on his 28th death anniversary. Y20 is an excellent forum for young talent to showcase its strength. Here's a special report on a startup incubated at IIT Guwahati showcasing an electric car focusing on green energy.
IIT Guwahati, which has just hosted Y20 event where members from G20 countries, apart from college and university students, also participated from Assam. Now this is an electric car and it is called G11, and I have Jack and his wife. So let's talk to them about this electric car and why is it here in IIT Guwahati.
We have been asked to showcase our car in the Y20 event here in IIT Guwahati, as we are also incubated at TIC, IIT Guwahati.
So tell us, how does your car work and what is so special about your electric car?
First of all, we as a resident of Northeast India, we have immense tourism potential. So we thought, why not build something that is very eco-friendly for our region. And
it's very easy to drive, even for a person who sits on it for the first time can drive it, because it just has the race, the accelerator and the brake.
Okay. And once charged, how long can we go?
At the moment we can go around 50.
Let's go to the director of IIT Guwahati and find out with him.
We have the technology know-how in where we can provide them support in various aspects. Just list few of them. The number one is, for example, they've designed this vehicle, and as he mentioned, it is the first vehicle that they have designed. So our design department can help them, design the vehicle. It is more ergonomically friendly, better in terms of design, outer design, inner design, space and everything. That is number one. Second, we have an e-mobility lab in the electrical department. And this department can facilitate them in multiple ways.
What is G11?
G for us is the Genesis. G11 is the first book from the Bible. So since it's the beginning of the world which it speaks about, and this is the beginning of our journey.
It has been a wonderful ride with Ruth, and definitely it's an eco-friendly car, and once it is finally refined and redesigned by IIT Guwahati, it would be a vehicle to reckon with. With cameraman Anu, this is Vishal Beristo for DD India, Guwahati.
On to sports news. In the Border Gavaskar Trophy series, India won the first test against Australia by an innings and 132 runs. India defeated Aussies, who struggled with the bat and went all out for 91 runs in their second innings on day 3 at Nagpur. India took a first innings lead of 223 runs before being all out for 400 in their first innings before lunch on Saturday. Skipper Rohit Sharma was the highest run getter with 120 runs. The hosts resumed their first innings at the overnight score of 321 for 7 on Saturday morning. Visitors were restricted at 177 in their first innings on the first day of the match. In Mizoram, Chief Minister Zoramthanga today met with Director General of Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, Julfikar Hassan, and team at his office. They discussed several important issues along with the security status of Lengpui Airport. Several senior officials from the state government were also present during the meeting. Now, before we end the news, the headlines once again. President Draupadi Murmu calls for reduction in usage of chemical fertilizers to save soil health. Election campaign builds pace in Tripura. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses BJP's Vijay Sankalpa Jana Sabha. "183 candidates in fray for Nagaland Assembly election," informs Chief Electoral Officer. Meghalaya gears up for assembly elections. 5 candidates from Joai share common platform to interact with people. And in cricket, India defeat Australia by an innings and 132 runs in Nagpur, take 1-0 lead. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.